Hello and welcome back to the Not Your Normal Life Show.
Hey guys!
I'm Naomi.
I'm Aaron.
And hello.
Hi.
This is episode 47.
47, where we're going to talk about health.
We're going to talk about health and being physically well.
Exactly, and it's very important to take care of yourself. But before we get into it, we just wanted to let you know how life is going with us now that we're kind of pretty much settled in here in Texas.
Yeah, I feel like it. I mean, we do have a room full of boxes we don't want to unpack.
We don't see the room, though, so we're done.
It's out of sight, and
Out
it's
of
far
mind.
away. We'll get there eventually.
Definitely will get there eventually. Thank you, everybody that continues to check in and listen to our podcast, though. We're doing this for you guys, and we love talking, and so thank you. But an update. Naomi, want to give them the update?
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, our son Timmy has severe autism, and he goes to what's called ABA therapy, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis.
There you go.
There we go. Anyways, it's a form of therapy for autistic kids. Just helps them. We do that instead of school for Timmy right now. And so we had a great clinic that we were going to up in Washington that helped him a ton with a lot of communication skills that he needed. So coming to Texas, it's been kind of a challenge. We hit a lot more roadblocks than we thought we would.
Yeah.
With getting him enrolled.
5 months outside of any therapy. Almost 5 months.
Yeah, something like that.
End of April. So May, June, July, August. So 4 months. Sorry.
Yeah. So
August
it's been
will be
a
4
lot.
months.
So we thought he'd get in sooner. A lot of loopholes with insurance and understanding Texas insurance.
But the great news.
Yes, we have really good news. So we ended up purchasing a different insurance plan for Tim, which actually covers 100% of ABA, which is wild. So he gets basically free ABA therapy for as many hours as he needs. And we had to, one last step we had to do last week was getting pediatrician approval again. So basically we had to get our pediatrician to just review his diagnosis and make sure nothing's changed in the last, 2 years since he's been diagnosed.
Which nothing has.
Which everything looks good. So we got that approval, which put us all the way through. So I got a wonderful email today. It was probably the best email I've had in a long time. I opened up my phone and it said, "Welcome to the clinic." It was a nice little welcome email basically saying we passed all the steps, all the paperwork is done, and now we get to actually go to the clinic finally. So
So in the next 24 hours, we should be getting a call to set up his initial assessment. They have to assess to see where Timmy's at so that they can create a game plan to help Timmy.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And we're really just, we're so excited.
Seriously, it's been...
And then Marcus starts school on the 17th of August, and it might correlate where they're both out of the house for 8 hours a day.
And I don't know what we're going to do because we've had these little guys with us
for 2 years.
For a long time.
For
it's
like
gonna be
2
so quiet.
years.
Our house will be so clean.
I know.
It's going to be so nice.
So excited. And we'll be able to take care of our health, which is our episode today.
There you go.
Episode 47.
Yeah, so thanks to everybody that's been checking in on Tim and all that progress. It's been, a lot of challenges, but we're definitely seeing the light at the end. So it's been really good. Thank you for the prayers.
Yeah. So we went from that. Now let's get into the podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 47. We're talking about health and why it's important to take care of your body.
Yeah, we had a similar episode on this before, but we've had our own personal health scares that we wanted to,
Not really big health scare. I wouldn't say health scare. It's just health
warning signs.
Warnings.
Yeah.
So we both moved down here, and I think the biggest thing when it comes to like health and why we're like really pushing it is because we're parents of kids, and I think it's people with kids tend to be more wanting to know what's going on with their health because you want to live the longest life that you can for your kids. You want to see your kids grow up. You want to see your kids someday get married or go up to college or whatever it is. You don't want to be leaving too soon from the relationship with your kids. And so when we moved down here, Naomi started having some heart murmurs, some little heart stuff that was like, it felt like it was skipping a beat, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And so she went to a doctor and got a AKG. Is that what
EKG,
EKG done, and
they just hooked me up to machines. So yeah, I've had like a heart thing for a few years actually, but it hasn't been very common. And then with our move, like a little bit before our move, I don't know if it's stress related, but I've been having this extra heartbeat thing happening like once a week, and I can't figure out what it's from. I don't know if it's stress or caffeine. So I went to a doctor down here just because I want to make sure I'm not going to like, have my heart explode or something. So they said, they took blood work. My blood looks great. All my vitals look good. I'm super healthy. I'm
but when you did
good.
the EKG,
they hooked me up to their machine, and then it was funny. The doctor's like, all right, I'm going to have the nurse come in and just hook you up and run this test. And, you'll be on your way unless something weird comes up in the results, then I'll be back. I'm like, okay, bye. And then she comes back. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying.
The one things you don't want to see.
Yeah,
happen.
I'm like, what the heck? So she just said that there's like a flag that showed on the EKG that basically showed that like one of my valves is weak.
Yeah.
On my heart, and so that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
not
was
good.
like,
you're 30 years old. Or 28. Sorry, 28, right?
Thank you, Aaron.
No, you're 30.
I work out, I run, I do intense cardio, and my heart seems fine, but it just randomly does this palpitation thing. So she was like, it could be not a big deal. A lot of Americans actually have this, but they don't feel it, or it's not a bigger issue.
Yeah.
So she was like, let's just do some blood work, make sure your blood is good, and then we'll send you to cardiologist. So I did go to a cardiologist.
Yeah, you did. Now you have a little cute device on you.
Yeah, I'm wearing this little heart monitor, which is so funny. I look.
You're so old.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks awesome. So, what stinks is I want my heart to do the thing while I'm wearing it.
And it hasn't.
And I think I get it off like Monday or Tuesday.
Maybe I should stress you out to see if it causes it.
Well, that's the thing. So I've been keeping track of like the times my heart doesn't, and it happened the day before I went to the cardiologist, and I was like, crap,
that's the worst.
It's like slim chance it'll actually happen while I'm wearing this, but
maybe
they can still
I'll stress you out.
Read my heart. Yeah, but all that to say, like, I'm probably fine, and the cardiologist said I'm fine.
Yeah,
but this is just like an extra check to make sure.
It definitely is. And then so when Naomi did that and she came back with a little bit of scare, I was like, I definitely need to just go see a guy doctor. And just kind of do a physical. I haven't had a physical done in like 7 years. So I was like, I need to get a full physical done and just get an overhaul done on the body, just see how things are going. And so I went, and he said everything's looking good, feeling good. He's just like, I look like I'm in pretty good health compared to most of the people that walk into his doctor's office, which is really scary. I did my blood work. It came back, and my blood, there was an issue with my cholesterol. It was extreme. The email says, my doctor is all like, he's like this 33-year-old guy, and he's just like, yo, Aaron, he's like, your cholesterol's off the charts, man. Like, you got to get this under control. You got to stop eating red meat. You got to stop doing this, eating these
it's really hard when we live near In-N-Out now.
Yeah, and barbecue and things like that. And he's like, hey, you got to start limiting this. You need to get your cholesterol taken care of, because this is extremely high. Like, it's extremely high. Like, it's at a level that is scaring me. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, I definitely need to get my body under control, because and honestly, I'm going to get my blood checked again in 6 months and probably be back to a normal state, because literally the day before I ate like a triple cheeseburger with bacon the day before. So I'm pretty sure a lot of this issues. And that's why we're talking about taking care of yourself.
Results came back and it didn't even have a number. It just had this picture of a cheeseburger. I'm not sure. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
So as I was like, I've been processing, finding out that I have high cholesterol. I don't have high blood pressure. I have good blood pressure, just high cholesterol. I was like, I'm like the Cheerios commercial with the dad like eating Cheerios. I'm taking care of my cholesterol.
Because that's totally going to fix it.
That's what I literally went to. I literally was like, well, my cholesterol's high. I better eat Cheerios, because that's what brings cholesterol down.
I better eat 50 bowls of Cheerios in the morning to get
non-honey
this down.
nuts. Non-honey nuts.
Oh, really? Like the plain kind?
Yeah.
And you can't add sugar?
Oh, you can, but it's probably, just don't add sugar. Anyways, I was thinking about this, and like, I was like, wow, I'm not 17 anymore. And I may have the mindset of feeling like I'm 23 years old or 20 years old. Like, I feel younger than I am. mentally, and like my maturity level is pretty low sometimes. But my consumption of food is like at a 17-year-old level. Like I eat a whole DiGiorno pizza by myself, and I get mad when anybody wants a piece. I'm like, no, this is my DiGiorno pizza. I'm gonna eat it. I get mad when my own kids want a piece of pizza. Like they want. So I am coming to the realization that I am no longer young. I'm now in my 30s. Turning 31 next month. Which is still
young, but not child.
Which is still young, but I want to take care of my body. And I'm like, I can't be ordering a triple Whopper or a triple Whataburger with cheese and bacon on it, you know, and putting it on Texas toast that is slathered in butter.
You didn't.
Oh, I did.
You didn't.
Yes.
That's so gross.
And that's very unhealthy to have that lifestyle and to eat. Then I know there's lots of people that don't eat very healthy that are older than me that eat worse than I do. And hearing my doctor say, hey, you're actually in pretty good standing. Like your body to the most part feels good, looks good. Like everything seems good. Better than what most people walk into my office are like. And it's just like, that kills me that I feel like I always have health problems. I think I'm a hypochondriac.
Aaron, for sure. I'm actually surprised you made it through COVID without thinking that you had COVID every day. Aaron always thinks he's dying.
I always think I'm dying. I always think that I'm dying from something when I'm like perfectly healthy. And that's why I need to go to a doctor for him to tell me, you're perfectly fine. Yeah. Shut up and enjoy your life. But he did also tell me, he goes, it's better to come in like making sure everything is fine than thinking everything's fine and realizing that you have stage 4 cancer
for sure
and you only have a few months left to live because you didn't.
Why we want to talk about this today, because you literally, like, if you have even like crappy insurance, a wellness physical checkup should be free. And if it's not free, it's probably like $15 for a copay. So go. This is our announcement to you to go have an annual physical.
Yeah, just go get it done.
And get your blood work done. Because sometimes they don't do that. Do that.
No, yeah, you should find a doctor who definitely will get your blood drawn. Because when I think of the human body, I think of it as a car. You know, you need to change the oil. You need to change the transmission fluid, the radiator fluid. You need to make sure everything is going fine, that the filters, you know, your lungs are good, your heart is good, that everything is pumping. And the body of the car is doing well too by checking your skin, making sure the dexterity, making sure your limbs are good. You know, it's just all these different things that you need to be taken care of because you have a life worth living, and God gave you this body, and you're supposed to be a steward of that body. It's not just something that you can just trash and destroy. It's something that God's given you, and you need to take care of it. Just like He wants you to take care of the earth, He wants you to take care of yourself. Because He's given you this body. You only get one body.
It's true.
Like you only get one body on earth. And if you ruin that body before the time is that you should be done, you'll be done early. And that's not fair to you, to your family, to if you have kids. That's not fair at all to them. And something you need to go get checked out.
Yeah, even if you feel good, just go.
Oh, yeah. And I think so many people are afraid to go to the doctor because they're going to find out something's wrong, and they'd rather just be like, oh, nothing's wrong because I haven't gone to the doctor, because the issues don't come up until you go to a doctor, right? It's like, well, go more often, do a yearly check. If you're feeling a lump or something that's out of ordinary, go see your doctor and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. And I know there's probably going to be people like, well, I can't afford it. It's so much money. Well, is death worth it then? Like, I'm gonna be honest, is it worth death to not go get a checkup over $30, $30-$40? That's just not getting Starbucks for a week. Going to get checked out, making sure your body's running fine, because I want to make it into my 80s and 90s. I want to make it to almost 100 years old. I'd love to be 100 years old someday, but I have to make sure I take care of my body. And seeing that I have high cholesterol is like, oh shoot, I don't want to have blood platelets inside my bloodstream and then start clogging my arteries and then having heart attacks. I don't want to have any of that.
And especially if you have like a family history of certain things. Like I know that like breast cancer runs in my mom's line. Like my grandma had it, and I know that's like my mom's had a couple scares and stuff. So it's important to know that stuff too. Like I used to not care about that stuff. I was like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. But that matters. Like,
now you have kids, so.
Yeah, well, especially for us, like, I mean, just ask your parents, like, hey, mom, dad, have you ever had any weird stuff happen when you went in to the doctor? Like, what's some things I should be aware of? Or like even extended family, like your grandparents, siblings, like what's like throwing.
My grandfather has diabetes, and so I'm pretty sure it could be hereditary. That what it came from him. And I tell my doctor every time I meet with a doctor, oh yeah, my grandpa has diabetes. And I tell him like, oh, my grandma has this problems with her heart and this problem. And I do want to find out as much as what's going on inside my family's health history. There's a whole half of my family that I don't know any of the health history of. That's why I'm more wanting to be, maybe that's why I'm hypochondriac, is because I don't know half of my family's health history. So I don't know what I got from my dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
And I don't know what problems might occur in my life. And I want to make sure I take care of myself. My birth father is still alive, so that's good sign. Like he's healthy, but it's definitely like it. You need to know what's happening in your family's history, and letting your doctor, like you need to tell your doctor everything. Even if it's disgusting. Yeah. Even if it's about your poop. Like they ask you about your poop because you guess you didn't know this. If you did, congratulations. If you didn't, your poop will actually tell you a lot about what's happening in your body.
Really?
Like the way your poop comes out.
Did you tell your doctor about your poop?
Oh, I told my doctor about everything.
Oh, that's nice.
Told my doctor everything about my poop. He's like, tell me about your poop. And I told him, this is what's going on with my poop. And he's like, okay, thank you. But your body will tell you what's going on with signs, the way like urination, pooping, all these different things. I know we're getting like really graphic a little bit, but not really. But these things that you need to be looking at and you need to be watching for, and you need to be going to get annual checks. You need to go see your doctor, guys. Yeah. Your health is the most important thing because it's you. And at the end of the day, I want to still see you. I still want to be around a lot of you. I want to hang out with you guys. And if you're unhealthy and you make bad choices, I don't get to spend as much time around people as I would love to spend around.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad Naomi's taking care of her body. And I want to be with her as long as possible. And I'm pretty sure she wants to be around me.
Totally.
And we have 2 boys. We have and especially we have an autistic kid. And I'm trying to keep my body in tip-top shape for him because he's going to just keep getting older and older and stronger. And I need to stay one step ahead of him.
Yeah, that's literally why I work out.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, do you work out so you can be like your pre-baby body? I'm like, no, I literally work out because I have to chase my son sometimes halfway across a parking lot.
And sometimes I have to pin him to the ground from not hurting himself.
Yes, and tonight I had to carry him from the playroom to his bedroom for bed because he didn't want to go, and he thought it was hilarious that he had to go to his bed. So I because I'm been working out and I actually can handle him, I full on just flip him up in my arms and take his 50-pound body.
He's a 55-pound kid, and you can just like deadlift him really easily.
What's really funny is somebody at church the other day, I was because Tim's in the little preschool room, and I go in there and he doesn't really want to leave, and so I full blown, like I always do, I pick him up and I throw him on my hip. Well, it looks hilarious because he's 5 and he's like huge. Half my height. So it looks ridiculous. And I'm just like carrying him on my hip. And the one mom was like, oh my gosh, you picked him up like he was 10 pounds. And I'm like,
you got to keep up with your kids.
Man. You got to keep up.
And that's why we're trying to stay healthy we're trying to keep up with our kids. We're trying, especially with Timmy, we're trying to keep up with Timmy because if we get to a point in our physical bodies that we can't handle Timmy, then that's not fair to him. 1, it's not fair to him. And 2, it's not fair to us. And then that just opens a whole nother can of worms in a situation that we don't want to walk down. So
and even like not even autism. Like it's fun to play with your kids and keep up with them.
Yeah. Like
playing at a park, kicking around a soccer ball, like chasing them. Like that's stuff that you should want to do as a parent. And if you can't keep up and you're out of breath or you're dizzy,
and you definitely need to, like, I'm saying this because I have back problems that I'm trying to get taken care of. I've gone to chiropractors. I've done so many things to figure out my back. I have major back problems, and I also have hearing loss. I have.
Say what?
I have hearing loss, and that is because of choices that I made younger in the military, and losing my hearing and starting to lose some of my hearing. And it's just like that sucks because there that just will progress over time. And that sucks that I, as a younger person, didn't properly take care of my ears like I should, because I was like, oh, I'm young, I'm fine, I'm vibrant, I'm good. Realizing that was not the best idea. And over 7-8 years of being in the military, being around big guns and shooting guns, and being around loud vehicles damaged my ears. And I didn't take the proper precautions. Well, I took the most precautions I possibly could with what I had. But now I'm paying the price for it, and it really sucks. And so I just encourage you guys, take care of your body, especially if you're young listening to this right now. You may think you're invincible.
No. Tell them to enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Like, and definitely enjoy that you don't wake up in the morning in pain every day. But
and that you can eat like 5 pizzas.
No, but definitely take this time to realize I need to do the right steps in my body so that I can have the longevity of life, not the shortness of life. Like, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Don't run as fast as you can to your death.
Yeah.
It should be a slow paced walk to get there, and taking care of your body. I'm not saying don't eat food. Don't eat hamburgers. Eat hamburgers. Enjoy a hamburger. Enjoy some bacon. Do all those things. But at the same time, be cautious of what you're doing, and make sure you're doing what's right to keep your body healthy, and knowing your family's history and how they deal with different problems.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like what you said earlier about like, don't not go to the doctor because you're scared of something that might be there.
Yep.
Because that's just silly. I get it, because we've all felt that way, but it's going to be there. If you have something going on, it's not like it's going to not be there because you chose to not go to the doctor. It's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
So,
like, my doctor, literally, he was telling me, like, hey, I'm glad you keep just coming in. Just make sure you check your glands. If you feel any, like, all your glands, if you feel anything hard or something to start developing, come in immediately, just so we can do an ultrasound to make sure things are what's going on. He goes, because I had a guy one time who kept on visiting me, and the last visit I saw him, we went through the whole doctor's visit, and right before he was done, he was like, oh, I have something else for you that I need to talk to you about. He had like a baseball size lump on his like glands and his like around his bladder, around his like private parts, and it's this golf ball, like a baseball size lump that was growing for the last year. Ugh. And he wouldn't go into the doctor, and he thought it would just go away. Just leave it alone. It'll just go away. No. And the guy had cancer. Ugh. And it's just like, that sucks. That he's like, if that guy would have came in immediately when he felt that lump, felt something wasn't right, going in, he probably would have had a better chance of surviving it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he died. He didn't say whether he lived or died, but it's just like, what are the odds? Yeah. And sometimes you get a diagnosis that's not the best diagnosis, and that sucks. And some things happen that are out of your control, but the best you can do is just take care of your body and do your yearly checkups and check yourself, make sure that you're feeling well, take your vitamins, eat healthy, like all these things you should just do it, and brush your teeth. I need to do that more. I definitely need to brush my teeth more, and I've been doing it a lot.
I know.
I've been doing a lot more.
I've noticed.
Because Naomi likes to be able to kiss me, and now she doesn't kiss me if I don't brush my teeth. So it's a trade-off.
Yes, go to the dentist too. That's a good plug.
Yeah, people hate the dentist.
I love
the
dentist.
I hate the dentist because every time I go, I have to get cavities filled.
Well, if you went every 6 months, you wouldn't
I don't want to go.
Have that story to tell.
I don't want to go.
You should go.
They always tell me I have cavities.
Actually, I got a text from Gentle Dental in Washington up in Kent. They'd like to see you for your visit.
I'll go there. I'll go get a plane ticket to hang out in Jeremy. With that, we just want to encourage you guys, like with the little tiny miniature, I wouldn't say horrible health scares that me and Naomi both had, but it just opened our eyes of really needing to step forward and taking care of ourselves. And we're doing it for others. We're not just we're doing it for us. Definitely doing it for us, but we're doing it for our family. Yeah. Doing it for our kids because we love them, we cherish them, and we want to see them grow up. And that's the most important thing to us.
And you only have one body, so take care of it as much as you can.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah.
Oh, there's the music.
Nice.
I think we're done.
We are. Thank you for listening.
We thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, my name is Aaron.
And I'm Naomi.
And this has been Not Your Normal Life. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Bye.